Hello students, welcome to Mitchell Buddy video classes. I'm K. Swapna, SCA Social Studies, working at ZPHS Srirangavaram, Mitchell Mandal. Students, today we are going to discuss about the lesson Hydrosphere. Hydrosphere. The ream of water is called hydrosphere. It comes from Greek word hydra, which means water. It has been raining on earth for thousands of years. Have you ever thought about why the water in the seas and oceans never dries up? Less than 1% of water that reaches the earth is useful to human beings. Can this water meet the necessities of all living beings? To know the answer to all these questions, let us read about the hydrological cycle. Hydrological cycle. Water is a cyclical renewable resource. It can be used and reused. Water goes through a cycle from oceans to land and then from land to the oceans. The water cycle has been going on for billions of years and all the life on earth depends on it. Hydrological cycle is the circulation of water and in different forms: liquid, solid and gaseous phases. It also refers to the continuous exchange of water between the ocean's atmosphere, land surface, subsurface, and all the living organisms. Water undergoes cycle from oceans to land and then form of land to the oceans. This cyclic process is called hydrological cycle. There are 6 stages in the water cycle: evaporation, transportation, condensation, precipitation, runoff, groundwater. Evaporation, the process by which water changes from liquid to a gas, is called evaporation. Water is transferred from the surface on earth to the atmosphere through evaporation. The process by which water changes from liquid to gas. Sun's warmth heats up and evaporates the water from the earth's surface. Land, lakes, rivers and oceans send up a steady stream of water vapors. Through this process, plants also lose water to the air through transpiration. Transportation. The movement of water through the atmosphere, specifically from over the ocean to over land in the form of clouds, is transportation. Clouds are propelled from one place to another by either upper air circulation, surface-based circulation like land and sea breezes. Condensation. Forming tiny droplets and clouds from water vapor is called condensation. Precipitation. Transporting water from the atmosphere in the form of rain, sleet or snow is called precipitation. When the clouds meet cool air over land, precipitation in the form of rain, sleet or snow is triggered and water returns to the land. Runoff. Most of the water which returns to land flows down the hills as runoff. Some of it penetrates into the land, charges the groundwater, while the rest as the river flow return to the oceans where it evaporates. Groundwater. Under special circumstances, groundwater can even flow upward in artesian wells. The flow of groundwater is much slower than runoff. The hydrological cycle is not a simple process of circulation of water between ocean, atmosphere, and the land. There are a number of subcycles operating within it. Water resources. 97.2169% of water is saline ocean water and only 2.7831% is fresh water. The greatest portion of the fresh water is in the form of ice and permanent snow cover in the Antarctica, the Arctic, and in the mountain regions. 30.1% exist as fresh groundwaters. Only 0.34% of the total amount of fresh water on the earth is concentrated in lakes, reservoirs, and river system, where it is most easily accessible for our needs and absolutely vital for the water ecosystems. Oceans. The Arctic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, South Antarctic Ocean. Continents and oceans are the first order relief features of the earth. The large water bodies are called oceans. The geographers have divided the oceanic part of the earth into 5 oceans, namely the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Indian Ocean, the Southern Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. The word sea is often used interchangeably with ocean, but strictly speaking, a sea is a body of saline water partly or fully enclosed by land. The Pacific Ocean separates Asia and Oceania, Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea together from the Americas. The Atlantic Ocean separates the America from Europe and Africa. The Indian Ocean washes upon southern Asia and separates Africa and Australia. Sometimes Antarctica Ocean, sometimes considered an extension of the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans, which encircles Antarctica. The Arctic Ocean, sometimes considered a sea of the Atlantic, which covers much of the Arctic and washes upon North America and Eurasia. Relief of the ocean. The ocean basins are in many ways similar to the land surface. There are submarine ridges, plateaus, canyons, and terraces found within oceans. Ocean floor is divided into 4 parts. Continental shelf. The continental shelf, with a depth of up to 200 meters, occupies about 7.6% of the ocean area. It is the border zone between land and sea. The largest continental shelf is Siberian Shelf in the Arctic Ocean, stretching to 1500 kilometers in width. Continental shelf is important because fish wealth is more in this region. Crude oil, natural gas are found here. Building seaport is possible here. Continental slope. The continental slope is spread from 200 meters to 3000 meters depth with a complex relief. It comprises of 15% of the ocean area. The continental slope boundary indicates the continents. Submarine canyons have also been observed in this region. These are formed by the process of erosion of glaciers and rivers. Deep sea plain. Deep sea plains are gently sloping areas of the ocean basins. These are the flattest and smoothest regions of the world. The depths vary between 3000 to 6000 meters. It covers about 76.2% of the ocean basins. Oceanic deeps are trenches. These are large narrow trenches that flung as great ocean deeps to a depth of 6000 meters. Contrary to our expectations, most of the deepest trenches are not located in the midst of oceans. They are found more close to the continents. That is why they are very significant in the study of plate movements. As many as 57 deeps have been explored so far. Mariana Trench. It is in the Pacific Ocean. The depth is 11,022 meters. Some major ocean trenches. Naves, Puerto Rico and Naves. It is in the Atlantic Ocean. The depth is 10,475 meters. Java, the Indian Ocean. The depth is 7,450 meters. Salinity of the ocean. Have you ever eaten food without salt? Was it tasty? Did early human beings use salt in their food? Where is salt available other than the oceans? Is salt used just for taste or for any other reasons? Is water salty in your village tank? If not, why is ocean water salty? Did you know that using salt as a medium of protest, Mahatma Gandhi had led the civil disobedient movement or Dandi March, which was one of the biggest freedom movements in the world. Have you ever wondered why the oceans are filled with salt water instead of fresh water? Where did the salt come from? And is it the same salt you find on your dining room table? Most of the salt in the oceans come from land. Over millions of years, rain, rivers and streams have washed over rocks containing the compound sodium chloride and carried it into the sea. You may know sodium chloride by its common name table salt. Some of the salt in the oceans comes from undersea volcanoes and hydrothermal vents. When water evaporates from the surface of the ocean, the salt is left behind. Over millions of years, the oceans have developed a noticeably salt water. Salinity of the ocean. The total content of dissolved salts in the sea water is called salinity. Salinity is the Term used to define the total content of dissolved salts in seawater. It is calculated as the amount of salt dissolved in 1000 grams of seawater. It is usually expressed as a parts per 1000 or generally speaking the average salinity of the oceans is 35% or about 35 parts of salt in 1000 parts of water. All seawater contains large amount of dissolved mineral matter of which sodium chloride or common salt alone constitutes 77.8%. Factors affecting salinity of the ocean: evaporation and precipitation, inflow of the river water, winds by transferring water to other areas, the ocean currents. Highest salinity in water bodies: Don John Pond. It is in Antarctica. 440% of salinity. The next, the Lake Redbaugh. It is in Senegal. The salinity percentage is 400%. The next, Lake Wanda. It is in Antarctica. 350% of salinity. Lowest salinity in water bodies: Baltic Sea. Baltic Sea. It is the salinity percentage is 10%. Hudson Bay 3 to 15%. Hudson Bay 3 to 15%. Ocean temperature. The little variations in temperature show great effect on land temperatures. Southwest monsoons in India is affected by El Nino and La Nino. These are the effects caused by the changes in temperature in the Pacific Ocean. Normally, the temperature in oceans varies from 2 degrees centigrade to 29 degrees centigrade. Ocean currents. The ocean current is the general movement of a mass of water in a fairly defined direction over a great distance. The ocean currents are sometimes called ocean rivers. Ocean currents may be classified based on temperature as cold currents and warm currents. Generally, warm currents flow towards the poles. Cold currents flow towards the equator. Ocean currents are classified as stream and drift based on their speed. The ocean water current which flows speedily is called a stream, and that which flows slowly is called a drift. Ocean currents are caused by the following factors: centrifugal force, effect of winds, precipitation, solar energy.
We hear about strange things from distant places being washed up on our shores all the time. But how do they get there? Ocean currents are the movements of surface water in the oceans. Their direction is influenced by many factors, including the rotation of the Earth, the size and shapes of the continents, the prevailing winds, and even water density. Ocean currents caused by prevailing winds are called drift currents. In the northern hemisphere, the circulation of the oceans is clockwise, and in the southern hemisphere, the currents are anti-clockwise. Currents originating from the polar regions carry cold water. There's the California current, the Peru or Humboldt current, the Labrador, Canaries, Benguela, the Antarctic circumpolar currents, and the Oyashio. Currents originating from the equatorial regions carry warm water. There's the Gulf Stream and North Atlantic Drift, the Brazil current, the North and South equatorial currents, and the Kuroshio. So perhaps it's not so surprising that many of the items that are washed ashore originate from far-off places, thousands of miles away.
Centrifugal force. The centrifugal force at the equator is greater than that at the poles because the great circles at the time of revolution coincide with the equator. The variation of these forces makes the equatorial water to move towards the poles. Effect of winds. The stresses due to wind and the wind movement modifies the direction of the currents due to the frictional gliding of winds. Water is dragged along the wind direction. Thus, a wind at the speed of 50 miles per hour will produce a current whose velocity would be 0.75 miles per hour. Precipitation. The equatorial areas receive the greatest rainfall, hence the sea level is higher. As a result, water moves north and south from the equator. The last one, solar energy. Heating by solar energy causes the water to expand. That is why the ocean water is about 8 cm higher in level near the equator than in the middle latitudes. This causes a very slight gradient and water trends to flow down the slope. Salinity, density, differences, melting of ice also affect the ocean currents. Warm and cold currents. Warm currents, equatorial current, Gulf Stream, North Pacific current, Benguela current. Cool currents, Labrador current, Greenland current, west wind drift, east wind drift. These are cool currents. Ocean as a resource. Most life on the earth is under the water. Human beings still have not finished identifying all the different forms of life in the oceans. Human beings have depended on oceans for their food and livelihood from the ancient times. Oceans provided abundant food resources like fish and salt. We also use the sand, gravel, etc. For our industries or housing, humans extract mineral like chlorine, fluorine, iodine from it. Ocean waves are using for generating power. Ocean floor is mined for oils. Oceans also provide us with gems and pearls. For centuries, we have created our civilizations on its shores and traded across with each other, traveling on them. Yet today, oceans have also fallen victim to our exploitation. Many large fish like whales have been disappearing. Oceans have been also become dumping ground for plastic and other forms of toxic waste. Access of pure water. The ice and snow 69.56%. Underground water 30.10%. Rivers, lakes and reservoirs 0.34% only. Thank you, students.